Morning. Morning. How y'all doing? Hey. Sorry, y'all, I'm a little late. I know I said that I would be on at 9:30. on I'm on Goddess time. Good morning. So, one of the interesting things, I'm definitely talking about what's coming down the pipeline. Some of the things that I'm going to have in my blueprint 2026. And I will definitely share how to order the blueprint. 1 second, real quick. Blueprint 2026. So lots of stuff coming down the pipeline. So, and happy 10 of Hearts Day, by the way. So, kind of get oriented to the card of the day. This is a 9 of Diamonds week. And the 9 of Diamonds is about getting rid of baggage, dropping things, getting ready for some wonderful things to come in your life. It's also the card of people of color, the African diaspora, all things black, blackity black, 9 of Diamonds. So I have like a couple of announcements and things that are coming. I am relaunching my social platform that I launched last year, but I rebuilt in the Twitter kind of format, and that's called Sob Social. So hopefully this relaunch will go well today. I will be sending out invites. Definitely, it's not going to be some million bot thing or whatever case. No, actually, no bots allowed. Platform. No bots, no, folks from countries that's trying to take over. No, absolutely untrue news. Because at this point, a lot of people have difficulty distinguishing between truth and not, and it's so much spectrums of it. There's out and out lies now that are just being absorbed and taken, and people they're just taking it in, and they're still consuming social media, which is now state-run media. Every social media platform out there, with maybe the exception of YouTube, which still only has a little bit to go. But you're talking about everybody who stood on that stage and at the inauguration is now signed on to be quote unquote state-run media. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Right? So you're talking about media that is controlled and is supposed to be in allegiance to a certain individual who I will not name. And I won't even say in allegiance to his administration. No, in allegiance to him. This is serious. You know what I mean? There are people now being prosecuted who are not in allegiance to him. There are lists of dissents being made, dissentists and all of that. So that includes you content creators that, and there have already been content creators that have traveled outside this country, come back in the country, and have faced extra reviews and all this other stuff because they're on the list. And it's not even the list. So you guys got to understand, like, we have AI now. AI can surveil way better and way faster than humans can. You know what I mean? So they have these AIs now that can gather up all the data that they need and just instantly assess you just by giving you a category. You know, you could be given a color, red, blue, blah, blah, blah. So that means that anywhere you go, this is where you're going to be flagged for additional, what do you call it? Just to make your life more uncomfortable in ways that they can, you know, because they know that they can't at this point just necessarily arrest you there. But what they can do is make things very painful for you. You know what I mean? So, what is it going to look like? What is this new country going to look like? Well, I will tell you this. This, what do you call it? Allegiance style autocracy is not going to be it, but is definitely the breaking point for what we had. Think of this as the anti democracy coming in to force people to be more open to yet another system. See, this is how torture, you know what I mean, happens. You know, you get tortured to make you malleable to something else, you know, that you think is better. Say, well, at least I'm not getting tortured. This is a lot better than this one is, right? And present you with these options so that you can jump to the next option instead of creating your own. So, I want to tell you about true autonomy and what it is about. True sovereignty does exist and what it is about. But you have to understand that everything on earth is a mindset, everything is a belief system. That is what it is. So, if you believe A, then that means that you're going to pour all your resources into A. You're going to solidify A, and A is going to naturally grow and attract other individuals to A, right? So this is how a belief system is created and becomes a law, becomes society. You got to be willing to put the work, the faith, and everything behind that belief system in order for it to propagate and for it to work. So you think of yourself as like a farmer, you know what I mean? So you're planting seeds, but you don't plant seeds and just walk away from the seeds, right? You plant seeds and you have to take care of it. You got to stay with it. You got to water it. You got to do all of these other things. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm posting something about the blueprint, which is the major extent of what I am leading up to. Good morning, y'all. So, as a farmer, you do all of these things, and then you get your harvest. You know what I mean? So the harvest comes, and now people come around and they partake from that harvest, but it's supposed to be for those who are worthy, who deserve it, who have put some type of effort into the manifestation of that belief system or whatever, which is the belief that if we till this farm, then things are going to grow from it and we'll all be able to get to partake in it. You know what I mean? And this is where true leadership comes into play because you got to put boundaries with that. You don't just want everybody to come and take and they don't deserve it. This is where karma comes and helps you along. You're assisted with karma, right? Because what karma is going to do is going to make it very difficult for the people who do not deserve what it is that is being manifested and is working through you as well. So we become agents of karma, right? And don't think of karma as good and bad. You know what I mean? Because I had somebody the other day, he was talking about, wow, I'm going through so much stuff and I thought I was a good person. Well, when you want to train for a fight, don't you go through a lot of stuff? Don't you go to the gym? You got to fight others. You got to really exercise. You got to take beatings and all this other stuff just so that you can train and you can potentially win that fight. So it doesn't mean that you're a bad person, because as soon as you win that fight and you get that belt and you get that money, you're not going to think you were a bad person. Well, we train as well. We train out here in this world, for reality. Because if we didn't train, then we wouldn't be prepared to face the people, to face the opposition, and all of the things that are going to rise up to test you. So it's not a good or bad thing. It's a training thing. Think of it as you're in training. You're on training day. You know what I mean? And it is, hold on one second. I'm about to post a note here. I didn't get a chance to post this call to action, what you do next, because I got here late. Good morning, y'all. Get the blueprint for free and earn rock. Because I believe in what I believe in. I don't care what people say and what people have to, criticize. Because bring your criticism in the form of work. Do this work. You know what I mean? And we're living in the age of work, like not just words anymore. Now it's deeds. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? What the hell? We are not going to have a country where there's going to be a president anymore. There are going to be authorities. We are moving towards a decentralized, defragmented country. You're going to have cities, you're going to have states, you're going to have Meta City, you're going to have Google City, you're going to have Amazon City, you're going to have so and so city. That is what you're going to have. So this is what we're here talking about right now. That the office of the president, and the federal government is being dismantled. Have you ever seen movies where people, where the bad guys, they kind of like take over, you know what I mean? And they, they run up in the spot and it's like lawlessness. You know what I mean? It's lawlessness. So they come up in the spot and they take over and they got their guns and they put their feet all up on the White House, on the thing. You do not see that that's what's occurring right now. This is a takeover. It wasn't an election, because no, he did not win. It wasn't an election. It was a coup. The whole entire time from day one to now, it was a coup. So now that this coup has taken place and is complete and is funded by various different factions, mind you, there's a lot of factions here. Not everybody is on the same page, but there is one thing that they want to have that they're all on the same page on, and that's y'all. You know what I mean? They're all on the same page. But how that gets divvied up, that's part two. So part two to this is, okay, when this is all done, when all the chaos is over and people are now shocked and this and that, what are we going to offer them now as security, right? Because you as a people, you don't build your own security. You haven't taken responsibility for your security. You haven't gotten together and secured your stuff, which is your unalienable right in this world, to put down your security. This is built within you, built within your familiar tribes, your all of that. You do have that right. You do have that power, but you have forfeited that power. You are steadily forfeiting that power for various reasons, right? And some of you are not willing to sacrifice and to give up the things that it would take to get that power back, right? There's always a cost for everything. So when you give up your freedom, there's a cost to get your freedom back. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And what is that cost? That cost is you have to shed everything, everything that they have dressed you in, they have fed you, that they have put up under you. You got to be willing to go straight minimal right now. Right now, that is the cost. The cost is you're going to have to take off all that stuff that they have weighed down on you. And you have to declare yourself. You got to be born again. And this is not no religion, and this is not no religious cult or anything like that. This is the nine of diamonds. The nine of diamonds means you're going to come to a point where you have to drop all the baggage that you have accumulated because the baggage is killing you. The baggage is dragging you down. And you have to allow your true sovereign self to be seen and be loved so that your soul family can find you, so that your people can really find you and really know that you're really about this. You know what I mean? I've started shedding, getting rid of. I want to get down to the minimal, minimize everything. I want to get down to the minimal. I don't have any designer clothes or anything like that, like for real, for real. And I want to get even more minimal, even more minimal. I want to get down to the bare. I only got on lip gloss because I like to bite my lip and I put big old holes in them. That's it. But no makeup, maybe a little tint here and there. You know what I mean? But again, so I don't look like a complete freak, because that nowadays people consider the minimal person to be the freak. You know what I mean? And they're looking at the maximal person to take them into this life of prosperity when prosperity is within and then without. It's not without and then within. Prosperity is being able to manifest all your needs, your whatever, and being a comfortable living situation. Comfortable. Nothing is perfect, but comfortable. You know what I mean? So if your leaders and your people are not leading you to shedding your skin like a snake. This is the year of the snake. Shedding your skin. If they're not leading you to shedding all of this stuff so that you can truly build what's real, then they're leading you in the wrong direction. They are leading you straight to hell at this point. Because these are the things that they use to lure you in. These are the things that they use to capture you. These are the things that they use to torture you through drugs, through addiction, through this, through that, having to have these things. Having to have these things that serve no purpose at all. You need to be mobile. That means you need to be able to travel light, pack light. You need to be especially during this time. You need to be able to pack light. You know what I mean? And for women, that could be, hey, it could be a couple of little mini dresses, whatever it is. Just the little $10 dresses and just throw it on and you can fit 5 of them in your backpack. But you need to be able, and that's what I wear these days, honestly. Like I wear these little just as I could just pop on. Ploop. You know what I mean? And maybe in a special occasion, dress for the occasion or whatever the case may be. You're human, so you go to a special occasion and maybe you wear your ball gown or whatever the case may be. But right now, we in war. Right now, this is a takeover. And you need to give them all their stuff back, as much of it as possible. As much of it. What you need, you need. And I'm not being totally unrealistic. But what you don't need, you need to start telling yourself, no, I don't need that. This is something I started practicing this year myself, for real. Like my mind will come in as I want this. And my other mind would be like, but do you really need that? Can you do without that? Can you do without it? Yes, I can do without that. I really don't need it. And then as soon as I tell myself I don't need it and I move on from that, I don't forgot about it. Whatever it was, it's like not even a thing anymore. That is true Zen to me. True Zen is not needing anything or whatever, any extras that they can lure me with, because then they can't compromise me with anything. This is why you don't see so many women in these high positions, even in the cabinet and stuff like that, because honestly, to tell you the truth, women tend to be not as uh, easy to compromise, especially Black women. For real. It's really hard. What are you going to lure me with? What are you going to lure me with? What are you going to tell me? You're going to tell me that you're going to give me millions of dollars? I don't give a fuck about millions of dollars. I've had that. I don't even want it. What am I going to do with it? But give it away. I don't care. So you can't be a leader and leading tribes and living in opulence and living in the things that the other people can't get. You have to have what everybody else is capable of having. Period. If I have things that other people are not capable of having, and I'm trying to gather y'all up into doing something, it is not going to work in this age. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Not at all. I have a big family, so I have a house that suits my whole family. But you know what? If it were just me, I would definitely live in my camper, or I'd live in a van, or I live in a tent. A tiny, tiny home, which is what I'm moving towards. That's Zen to me. Zen now. So you got to get into an uncompromisable position, because they're going to build these opulent, beautiful cities and they're going to lure you in. You know what I mean? They're going to lure you into Google City. They're going to lure you into Meta City to be a resident, where you'll have to give up your biometrics, where you'll have to live in accordance to whatever rules and creeds and things that they set. And I don't think I'm made that way, y'all. Like, I'm just like a born ass rebel. I'm not that one. And in Star Wars, I was a part of the rebellion. I'm not the hive. I'm not the Borg. I'm not none of that. I got too many bloodlines. A lot of you, that's the thing. You have too many bloodlines. Accept it. People act like that's a bad thing. It is, you couldn't change it if you wanted to. I have too many different ideas and too much creativity running through my blood. That makes me rebellious. If you're a creator and you have a lot of creativity running through your blood, you're just naturally going to be rebellious. And it's not rebellious in a way that you want to burn down other people's things, but you want to create something new. You want to create. You want to create a new world. You want to create a new world for yourself and whoever wants to join you. It's like having a party. Hey, I'm having a party, and whoever wants to come party with me, come party with me. You know what I mean? So I've been working at building these things, the things that I'm building for a very long time. I've been working on Sob. Some of you know about Sob. Some of you know about it. And my idea of sovereignty is much different than the idea that you hear of sovereignty. You know what I mean? Because in order to be sovereign, you have to have a codified set of rules, number one, for yourself, even in engaging, right? And that's like step one. You have to build, and you have to build this framework. Step two is to have the framework tested. This is what we do as coders, as developers. We don't just develop, now we have to have people test it to see where the holes are, to see what doesn't work, what works. You throw this out, you throw this out. But you have to have a framework for that. And which is why blockchain works so well for that, because now we have ways to vote transparently. We can vote, we can propose and vote, we can build governance, and we can build it together. Me as the founder, I only want to start it. But hey, if people come along and they want to vote this thing in and vote this thing out, that's true democracy. You know what I mean? Like, if they don't necessarily agree with this or they find a way to improve it, they're willing to do the work. They put together a proposal, they post a proposal, then the next thing you got to do is propagate. You actually have to evangelize your channel, your changes in your proposals. This is cosmic. This is the way of the cosmic and the galactic societies. You have to now evangelize and convince people of your belief system and show them how it will work and how it could potentially benefit them, which is what this is what you do. We have to start mimicking the higher societies that are going to begin to show themselves soon. That's what ascension is about. You have to dig in somewhere into these higher tendencies that you already have built in you. Because guess what? You have their bloodlines too. You have to start digging into these things and building on them. And your light will shine. And when your light shines, other people will magnetize to that light and help you build bigger. But you have to respect and honor them. You respect and honor people by honoring their lanes, honoring their contributions and their gifts, but not attempting to knock them out of their lane or even get in the lane if it's not your lane. You know, I honor medical workers, nurses, doctors, healers. That's not my lane. I'm a healer in a way, but I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. I'm not somebody that has spent years in school honing their craft. So I have to honor them for the work that they put in, regardless of even if I disagree or totally agree with them or not. The key is in the work they were willing to put into it. So they have to get their honor. They got to get, this is galactic code. This is karmic code. They have to get their honor because they did the due diligence. They put the work in. And if you want to go against their work, that means that you have to be willing to put the due diligence in and put the time and the effort in. This is the law. Because otherwise, you are not in their lane, honey bun. You're just trying to be. You're an imposter. So we have to leave these imposters and imposter syndromes behind. You know what you can do, you know what you're capable of doing, and then you know what you don't do. You know what you don't do. And it's okay to not do everything and to not be everything. It's okay that I'm not a fashion designer. It's okay that I'm not a tattoo artist. It's okay that I'm not, but I admire and respect those who are in those spaces and in their lanes. I have a formula that I'm getting ready to put out. It's a flower essence. It's for strength, it's for courage, it's for success and being amongst people. One of the key elements of that formula is the ingredient to keep you in your lane. That's the key thing, to keep you stable. Because if you're not in your lane, when things begin to blow up all around you, guess what? Your shit's gonna blow up too. Your shit is not gonna sustain the pressure because you didn't do what Saturn is requiring you to do, and that's put in the time and the effort to really cultivate that lane. Like these things are going to be really important. They are really important. It's important that you learn the galactic rules of engagement, the galactic rules of society. It's important that you learn that and be willing to die with it because you're not likely you're not going to die. But that's how committed you have to be to it. You know, the saying, stand for something or fall for everything. So you got to be willing to stand with these things. So I'm launching my browser still. I was working out some of the bugs and the thing, but hopefully next week is going to be the thing. Monday, I'm praying for. Today, hopefully, I will get Saab launched. I'm working on Saab, and that is a place where you'll be able to go do your social mediating without giving up your soul and continuing to sell your soul to these people who are not paying you a fair rate. Like, that's it. Who are you selling your soul to that are not paying you a fair rate? Do you even know what a fair rate is? Do you even know what the benefits that they're having, that they're obtaining off of you is? You should be feeling robbed when you sign on to Meta right now. When you sign on to Instagram, you should be feeling robbed and cheated because you have been cheated. You are not getting paid fairly and adequately to use your likeness, your data, your spirit, your soul in such ways, especially clandestine ways behind the system, behind the door. So, I don't have a lot to say on that today because I haven't been up here a lot because I have actually been working, and this takes a lot. Like being in front of people, next thing you know, it takes a lot of energy. Being enclosed and away from the energy and the attention of people allows you to preserve energy more because people are not focusing their attention to you, therefore needing you for something or, sucking your soul for anything. So this is a lot. So I see why it pays so well to be a celebrity, to be a star, because the more people that see you, the more people that are getting that energy from you. And who's putting it back in? Social media has created a situation where we have Hollywood without the actual payment. You have celebrities, you have social media celebrities called influencers who are not getting paid like celebrities in Hollywood. So they're giving lots and lots and lots of energy, but they're not necessarily receiving it back, whether it's in the form of monetary or whatever. Their currency is one way, the flow is one way, and the currency is your soul. So, just so you can know these things. So, when is these things going to happen? How is it going to break down? That's what's going to be in my blueprint 2026. So, my blueprint is not just a blueprint for you, it's going to be your stuff, but it's also going to be the country stuff and what's going on in the world entirely. What is the bigger picture? And how do you navigate this in accordance, of course, to you and your energy. How do you navigate this? What is the most important lessons you need to know? What is going to work inside of this bigger framework? This is the framework. This is what's given to you. What is going to work within that framework? That is the blueprint. So I have pre-orders. So you can either pre-order your blueprint for $50 and it's only going to 100 people. So far, I've only sold about 40 of them. But you get that, or you can get a validator share and earn guap and get a blueprint with the validator share. So you get the validator share, which normally costs $99 per share, and you get the blueprint with that. So you have a choice. And I already put in here in these messages, how do you do it? And you could also reach out to me via email. A lot of you have my emails, or you can reach out to me via inbox, or you can visit aquariusmaximus.com, join my forum, and you can post there, which you can actually learn a lot about cardology as well. A lot of people don't even realize I have a forum now on my website on aquariusmaximus.com where you can ask questions, where you can have conversations, and you can sign up for free to access the forum. You don't have to pay a subscription, but the subscription will give you access to my other apps. So, so that's where I am. So I have to cut this short, but giving you a little tidbits on where we're headed. And likely, I think the peak of all of this is going to be 2027, but the beginning is now. It's already in motion. So the division and the disruption and the breakup of the United States is already in motion. The end of the federal government. I posted a video where even a judge said it. I'm not the only one saying it, so I'm not crazy. A judge, a former Superior Court judge who has a podcast, is saying the same thing. Others are saying the same thing. They don't see any way back to the way things were. And it's not supposed to be that way. If this much drama happened, we ain't supposed to go back. We're supposed to go forward. Because too much drama has happened. There's not enough faith in what has existed because it hasn't even held us up. The Constitution is not holding up against any of it, like very little bits. But here comes this dictator, or wannabe dictator, that just gets to decide what and how he wants to play. Well, guess what? You get to decide too. You do have power. So you better start making those decisions now. You better start making the decisions on how you want to live and how you want to play. So, and you don't have to do it alone. So, anyway, y'all, thanks for popping in. I try to pop up even more. I will be going live on my site on Solve Social. We have audio rooms. We'll have live streaming. Of course, live streaming is not going to be available for just free users because I can't afford to be paying for people to talk all day about nothing. You might have to pay a subscription fee to stream, but at least you know you can do it in peace and you're not being manipulated and controlled. And if you are, ask me. Ask me. Say, Aquarius, are you manipulating and controlling us? And I'm going to come on your thread and I'm going to be like, okay, where's the proof I'm manipulating and controlling you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even manipulate and control my kids. I would love to manipulate them a little bit more because sometimes they be bumping their heads, but it's okay. It's all right. So, at any rate, you do have freedom and sovereignty, by the way. You have access to that. There is a whole galactic community out there bigger than these people. There's a galactic community underneath the water that are bigger than these people. Connect with the spirit world, which you think is the spirit world. But other people can say it's the extraterrestrial world or it's the interdimensional world. However you want to call it, you better connect with the big guys, the bigger ones than the ones that you think are big, and the big one within you. So, peace all. Today is the last day. Today is the last day for the blueprint. I don't care. It'll be out for a few people, and I'm bless you for having it. And today is the last day to get that special, to just get a validator and get a blueprint for free. If I don't get 100 people, I don't get 100 people. I'm cool. Few people have the blueprint. I'll have the blueprint. That means that these people are going to be going on social media talking from the blueprint, and it's all good. That means you was meant to have it and everybody else wasn't. I'm not concerned with numbers. So, at any rate, y'all, peace.